The glasses are different.
This is my morning pair. Forgive me. Well, I just like them darker because the sun's usually brighter at, you know, morning time. Like usually around, when I wake up around noon, it's usually pretty bright. Whenever I wake up, I get confused and holy. I'm not even sure why I'm out in my backyard, but I think we're finally done recording everything.
After we record, sleep in a little bit. We've worked so hard recording and all that stuff. Spend almost 22 hours a day just doing all this stuff. I have hardly any time to sleep and eat, lift. I mean, the other 2 hours a day is lifting.
Nothing like a nice relaxing day by the pool, having a nice cocktail, having a nice cigar, hanging out with my kids. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Now that we're out of the studio, we're getting ready to do all kinds of crazy things, and we've been doing crazy things like getting these beautiful chickens, right, Miss Dory? We couldn't find any eggs during the whole thing. They all disappeared. So did the toilet paper. It was insanity. It was crazy working with people. They're stressful. Everybody just needs a neck rub, right? Yeah, like that. Everyone just needs to chill out. Quit buying all the toilet paper. We built a nice chicken coop for these beautiful, wonderful ladies. And we made a garden. We've been just power farming and rubbing chicken necks.
Feeling pretty good. Everything's pretty much laid in stone. It's perfect. All my stuff is flawless. I love it.
We just got out of More Sound. Had a great time.
We had a lot of fun in the studio. I laughed a lot. Jim was super awesome. He's one of my favorites. He's just someone that I really enjoy working with. Very creative and helps push you to be the best you can be. And it's important to laugh when you're making music because I think it sounds better. Latricious, come here.
Jim Morris, that was the first person I met. He's a great British guy. I love his accent. Wait, what does Jim do again?
He's a sound engineer.
He's a sound engineer. Okay, I thought he was an actor.
Jim made it sound great as expected.
Sounded great, you know, the man's professional. We wouldn't be able to do without him.
I did all my leads. I did them twice because of Tyler.
What can I say? I knew I did great. I don't know what these guys would do without me, you know. It's time for a little victory.
But they're done.
Well, I mean, we had a couple of hiccups during the recording because, I mean, I decided not to change any of my skins or anything. I wanted to get the most raw sound that I could really get with Tyler's approval because he didn't change his bass strings either. We were just kind of trying to go raw.
They want to call me an idiot, whatever, okay, I don't understand all your technology.
No strings were changed. Usually Tyler changes my strings.
I tried to change my bass string about every 36 and a half hours. 36 and a half hours of playtime on it. Not just consistent time on it, but you know, some people like to keep their bass strings on for months and say that, oh, they're still great. Well, I think you're dumb. Oh, right, I know we didn't change the time. It's like, why? It's a punk song. Why would we do that?
Well, you know, I said we're going punk rock, we're going raw as Strings are like at least 7 months old. That's fine.
I didn't change strings. Kevin didn't change strings. Tyler didn't change strings. Tyler likes to change his strings. I like to change my strings. Kevin doesn't change his strings. We went through the entire Stradivarius tour and he changed his strings not once, but 0 times. 0. Blind Guardian tour, I think he changed them once. Evergrey tour, maybe once or twice. All the other little tours that we've done, never. Ernie balls don't corrode with whatever's in his skin, but whatever's in my skin, I break. It doesn't matter what brand. 3 shows. Second time you hit, all of them break. Every single one of them.
No strings were changed. We were just roughing it, as they say.
You know, the tone is in your fingers. Strings don't matter. I think it's gonna sound great. Strings are old as shit. Toms, all that shit's old. Bass strings are old. It's gonna be punk rock as
But Jim kind of had a problem, so he ended up having to replace, you know, some of the toms and stuff anyway, because he said it all sounded dead. But I don't know. I thought it sounded great. Hey, that's why we paid Jim the big bucks, you know. I didn't even need to spend the money on getting new skins because at the end of the day, my toms, they're gonna get replaced with my toms from the last recording. So, you know, really I think just not changing my skins, it put me in a better state where I felt more punk rock. It doesn't matter how it sounds when I actually recorded it. I needed the sound for me to give me confidence to play punk rock. And then listen to it now.
Everything came out great. I have no complaints. Everything happened the way it should have. You know, it's funny, I don't think anybody said anything about the 57s. We had a whole ordeal with those mics and they didn't even matter. It didn't even matter. It was mic with a Sennheiser in the end and listen to it now. It sounds great.
Ready to move on to the next ordeal.
I'm happy that it's over, but next on the agenda is the music video.
The next thing we're gonna do is a music video, and it's gonna be so awesome. There's gonna be goats. I wish there was chickens though, cause I love chickens. They're so cool.
Like we've told you, it's gonna sound great, and it's gonna sound great. And next, it's also gonna look great.
Oh, yeah. It's just, the music video is coming up and I'm not stressed about it. I'm excited, but it's a lot of work to do what we're about to do.
We're done working with Jim right now, and we're gonna go start working with Jimmy, and he's gonna do all the filming.
I'm pretty sure that our boy Jimmy, he's gonna make us look jacked. He's like really good with like the filming and stuff. Like I don't know anything about it, but we've definitely got a big thing for gyms. Like Jim, Jimmy, go to the gym, like G-I-M, however you spell it, you know, like we love gyms, man. And Jimmy, he's badass, man. He's great. I think he goes to the gym. If he doesn't, he's going to.
I used to go to the gym back in the day, but when I started hanging out with Seven Kingdoms, it's like, man, these guys are jacked.
Regardless, like he's gonna be on that gram, like, you know.
I kind of just started hanging out with Seven Kingdoms, and now I feel like I'm forced to lift. I don't have a gym at home. I mean, besides myself, because I'm Jim at home, and I'm also Jim when I'm at the gym, you know, but I don't have a gym, but I go to the gym.
Jimmy's gonna say we force him to lift. You know what? That could be a ridiculous song title. Look at that. Forced to lift. Could you imagine? But yeah, Jimmy lifts. He has to. We make him.
I just told him, like, straight up, bro, just look at me, like, make me look good. Okay? Just make me look jacked. That's it. That's all I care about. Like, the rest of the guys will be fine, but just, please, just make me look good.
Jimmy's caffeine intake and his gym intake has just skyrocketed since he's been hanging out with us, as pretty much everybody's does when they start chilling with us.
Oh yeah, for sure. I used to have just a coffee a day. I'm up to, this is my 4th one, and it's only noon.
Keith is the lightest weight caffeine guy out of the bunch. He only has 4 cups of coffee a day.
I drink about 4 cups of coffee. I drink enough coffee to where I can get like shaky. Oh. And then I'll see how the day goes after that. This has got to be my 4th cup of coffee. I can't do any more.
I really like coffee. I really like it in the morning. It helps me people. I don't need a whole lot, but I blame Keith and Kevin for our coffee addiction, because we just really like coffee. It's like we can't function without it. Yes, Miss Rosie, I know you like coffee too.
Get a new drink. Keith, Keith drinks about 4 cups of coffee minimum. Like, I easily go for 10 to 15, 20 on a good day. Mix it with a little bit of liquor. Like, that's how you f***ing take your caffeine.
Always got that steady supply of whiskey.
Tyler really likes his whiskey. Occasionally, the old whiskey guy will come and knock on my door, but not nearly as much as Tyler's or even Kevin.
These boys like their coffee. You know, I love coffee. I have at least like 3 or 4 coffee enemas a day, you know, but who's counting really? Grandma always said, get your vitamin B, here's your scoop of butter. Adult, now you're getting your vitamin W, you drink a whiskey now.
I really enjoy the caffeine without the calories because honestly, I'd rather eat the calories than drink them. So I don't really drink much. I had a Diet Coke issue, like legit, I'm still addicted to Diet Coke. Don't get me around the Diet Coke, please. I'll drink a case of it. Pre-workout is, who doesn't take pre-workout? I think everybody does. My parents do. How else can you lift? Sometimes I take my pre-workout and put it in my coffee. That's how you really get that kick. Kevin showed me.
Hold this for me so I can fill these drinks up, man. I gotta get my f***ing morning caffeine in.
Do you really need that much energy drink?
Yeah, dude, are you kidding me? It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I haven't even started these bad boys. So easily 3 to 5 grams of caffeine a day. Like, f***ing, I have my coffee, got my Rain, have my Bang, have my C4. You know, like everything under the sun, if it's got caffeine, like, put it in me, man. That's how you lose that weight. Just gotta pop it open real
Are you sure you're allowed to have that much?
Oh, dude, 3 to 5 grams easy all day, man.
For real, Kevin lost the weight like that. As soon as I started tripling my caffeine intake, the weight just started pouring off my body. You know, you gotta back away from it every now and then, but you always end up back on that horse, back on that caffeine train, right?
Is that how you lose weight? Yo, thanks, dog.
How you get your heart going. That's how you shred that guitar. That's how it's done. Hold on, that's not the one I want. There it is, that's the one. Hold on. You ready for this? Hear that? Where's my cup at? Sweet. Thanks, bro. Good. Cheers, boys.
How much weight can I lose now?
I've been drinking that much caffeine easily since I picked up a guitar at like 4.5 years old, man. 4, I didn't know what I was doing. You know, I had my first cup of coffee and I was like, like, here we go, man. Like within a couple months, burning up and down that neck, man. I don't practice, man. It's the caffeine. You just have so much caffeine that you just can't control yourself and you just go.
I don't take nearly as much as Kevin does. I have 4 cups of coffee a day, but then I usually have some other caffeine supplement later. I have at least 2 big caffeine sessions a day. It's like animals when they're watering themselves in the wild. I take my caffeine twice a day in huge quantities, whereas Kevin kind of grazes in huge quantities all day. I don't know, it might be something with power metal. I mean, Helion Prime, Jason and them, they suck down cases of Surge. That's pretty much a pre-workout.
Yeah.
I think it's just people in power metal, power drinking, power caffeine, caffeine power.
So Jimmy's been great. He's been really helping us out with all of our music videos since Empty Eyes and any filming that we had to do. He just knows a lot about that, and I trust him and his vision with all this. And he even got Camden roped up in it. And look, him and Camden doing it together. It's a beautiful thing.
I got sucked into all the camera stuff with Jimmy because having to do all these music videos, and we don't have some big label behind us, so it's our fans and then us. So we had to figure it out how to take it into our own hands. So that means diving down the Canon hole and the DJI hole and the Adobe hole, all of the holes that video production means, all the lights, the tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment we don't have yet. Jimmy almost had a new camera, but that got screwed up, so we'll have to use it on the next one.
I've been saving up ever since I was like 5 years old to buy this camera that I knew was going to come out this year. It's supposed to be a 120 frames per second camera. As soon as I went to buy that bad boy, they discontinued it. They didn't even discontinue it. They just canceled my pre-order. So we were going to shoot everything. We were going to shoot at 120 frames per second. We were going to slow that down, turning it into a bigger even Goat Rodeo, but we didn't even get to get the camera, so we weren't even able to record. You know, this is too much coffee, you know.
Jimmy's our boy. He's become like definitely part of the whole vibe and atmosphere of everybody and everything going on when we're putting stuff together. And I really do like what he's done with the last couple videos we did with him. Overall, dude, he's just a cool dude, man. He's real chill, man. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he feels about doing this damn goat goat video. Get ready, buddy.
I'm really excited to shoot the music video because we got all kinds of crazy places we're gonna go. We're gonna be awake crazy hours. We're gonna do crazy stuff. We're gonna be completely crazy. And it's all inside my brain. Sorry.
I don't really know what it's going to be about. Like, I think there's maybe a script floating around somewhere, but I'm not reading any script.
We made a script. We're barely gonna play instruments, like sitting there acting like a bunch of goofballs, a bunch of idiots, bunch of damn idiots. No couth.
Ideally, I'm showing up, I'm shredding. Just put me anywhere, I don't care. Just stand me up outside, like I'll shred, that's fine.
I don't know how I'm gonna get everybody to do a script, so luckily the acting is not very far off of what we do on a daily basis.
We may have to do a little bit of acting, like I don't care, like I don't know how to act, I have no clue. Like I just want to do what I know I'm good at, and that's shredding and lifting weights, you know?
It's a little bit stressful, honestly, because, you know, a lot of it depends on Jimmy and then me, because Jimmy doesn't even know what the hell I'm trying to film. And honestly, Kevin and I, you'll never see this on film, mostly Kevin came up with this whole goat rodeo idea, loosely based off of what Keith wanted to do. So it's really all Kevin's idea, but then I have to put it together, and then nobody has any idea what the plan is, or even when they read through my script, it's like, what are we doing?
I don't know anything about script. There might be one floating around. Who knows? I'm not going to read it. I'm showing up. I'm going to play my guitar. I'm going to shred. I don't care where. Put me in a spot, I'll shred. It doesn't matter as long as I'm shredding. Like if we can get some weights in there, just like in between takes, you know, we can even get it on film. That'd be pretty cool. You know, get some lifting, some shredding, some drinking. Good to go. And of course, lots of Instagram content, right?
We're just trying to figure out how to film this goat rodeo. Like, how do you film a show? What is the epitome of a show? We're trying to figure that out. This is different for us because this is the first music video that, like, it's really scripted. We're not really going to be playing our instruments too much. just gonna be acting in different scenarios, but right now we're just trying to get our heads around the Goat Rodeo concept, which we've already written a song about.
So once they laid out the video script and all this stuff to me, what's going on? Okay, all right. I think I see it. It's very different. It's quite something. What I don't like, though, excuse me. What I don't like, though, is the fact that something about all these little goats running around. Keith wants like 100 million goats or something. I think it's getting a little out of hand, but you know, whatever. I don't have the greatest experiences with goats unless I was eating them, which was great, which I'm kind of disappointed. I was told we weren't going to be able to eat any goats from this video, but whatever. Either way, as long as I don't have to touch them or their poop and they smell, because their poop smells. I'm totally fine watching Keith ride a goat, that's for sure.
I woke up this morning and I heard Keith talking about goats. You know, he wants to wrangle up a bunch of goats, like 50, 60, maybe 100 goats. I don't know, it's really stupid. I get it, you know, goat rodeo, but...
I mean, the only thing I can think of going for is that I was really getting behind getting goats, as many as we can. But I don't know if that's in the budget. I don't know if our team doesn't really like it. There's insurance that we have to worry about with having this much livestock on any of our properties. I can't fit them here. I got a guy that can get really cheap goats, but he's trying to get these to get the goats. Just get the goat!
Keith's getting super defensive about these goats. As soon as he heard goat rodeo, he's just like, we gotta get goats. 50, 60, 100, we gotta get goats.
Keith wants to have goats in the video. I mean, goats are cool, but they're not chickens. I'm like scared. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Rosa. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I mean, goats are cool too, and it's Keith's song, so we can have a goat. Right, Miss Rosie?
Why can't we just get the goats? We're sitting here wasting so much time trying to think of how to film a show or a goat rodeo when I think the title says it all for us. We just need a bunch of goats. Jim said himself, we're living in Florida. We'll save millions of dollars by cutting our grass every day, by just having a bunch of goats. When they die, we can eat them. You can milk them. Cheese. You ever heard of goat cheese?
I think he realizes that we're on a budget, but I guess he like knows a guy who knows a guy. But he wants a bunch of goats. I mean, I get it, goat rodeo, it makes sense. You know, I really think we should get like a much more badass animal. Like we need to go to the zoo, get a gorilla or something, like just super badass. Maybe an elephant, just something big. You know what I mean? Like big, jacked rhino. Like get a bunch of rhinos in the video. That'd be awesome.
I love Keith very much, but he has to understand that like we can't just go get like, what's he want, like 50 to 100 goats? Like that's a lot of goats. Like that's too many goats. Like we can get 4. That's what we have.
Rosie could be the star. Why don't we just name it the Chicken Rodeo? Right, Rosie? I know. You could do real good. You could.
We could have done chickens. We could have done a chicken rodeo. We have chickens, but the definition has a goat in it. Like we could have had a bunch of easier things. I mean, it would have been cool to have like a big jacked like animal, right? Like rhinoceros rodeo. But you know, Keith's really wants these goats. So we gotta do it. We gotta get him these goats.
Wait, what's the budget for the goats? I mean, we only need one goat. Let me tell you something. Like, if you have After Effects in your computer, with one goat, you can make 1,000 goats. So all you have to do is just put a tripod for your camera, put a goat here, put the same goat over there, just there, just cut all that shit. With one goat, you make 1,000 goats. You don't even need 500. You can make 2,000 if you want. How many goats do you need? You can have more. You can need 3,000 goats, only one goat. Actually, your neighbors have 3 goats, so that means we can get up to 9,000 goats. It's over 9,000. You gonna drink that? Thanks. I'm really trying to lose weight.
I mean, goats, whatever, man. Like I said, like as long as I'm shredding, as long as I'm maybe lifting weights, like I'm happy. I just like, whatever it ends up being, like it's got to be a complete show, you know, so.
Oop. Yeah. Sorry, little guy. Maybe it's the caffeine talking. Maybe I just get excited when we start talking about goats and livestock, but I think it would be just so much easier to just get a bunch of goats. But I don't know, they have a script involved and stuff. I'm just like, I don't want to think about no script. I want to get a bunch of goats, get in a pen, play around with them, shoot a music video, call it a day.
I don't know. We'll see. We have to film it next weekend. We have 3 days of filming, so I guess we're gonna see how it goes. I think it's gonna look great.